For all the hate, I'ma answer it with love. Y'all can't hate enough on me. I love too much. Get your life right. Stop worrying about mine. I'm cool. I'm together. Still a black man. Still 100% black. All out. Till you ball out. Or till you fall out. I ain't going nowhere. Come right here. Yeah. On crypto. Yeah, get the crypto on crypto. Here we go. We gotta learn to pick each other up instead of pulling each other down. That's what we great at as black people. We great at tearing each other down. You could be up 1 minute and they'll try to pull you down the next. But I'm a strong black man. I'm cut from a different cloth. Can't tear me down. I'm one of God's child. One of his children. And I'm taking the load.
Hey, Streeter.
What's up?
Streeter.
What's good?
Hey, man. Did you see what Snoop Dogg had to say?
Yeah. Snoop Dogg looked to be bothered. A brother that's been through a lot, man. It seems as if this situation bothered him a little bit.
You think so?
That's what it seems like.
All right, we're going to start this thing off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast, Nasty Work. You got my main man, Streeter, over there. Streeter over there. Streeter over there.
What's up, bro?
Footballville. He from the Ville. He from the Ville. Not Jacksonville, but Footballville. That's where he from. You see his hat. Footballville. What's the L stand for?
Huh?
What's the L stand for? Is FVL?
Footballville, that's it. FVL. It was just a way. When I first started it was just goofy for me to keep typing Footballville. So I just made it FVL.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's Streeter, my main man. Footballville. We do nasty work. We try to get on here 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I just have to get on Streeter's schedule because he's one of the big time stockbrokers. And everything like that. He working. We gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about the stock market.
Not a stockbroker.
A lot of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We got to cover today. We got to cover football. Not football. What I'm talking about: sports, politics, and entertainment. That is what we do right here on Nasty Work. We are covering it all. You got Jimmy Butler. You got Luka trade. You got the tariffs. You got Black History Month. We got too much to cover. We're going to do all that in 1 hour. Black women, DEI, you name it. It's going down today. Kanye West and his butt-naked girlfriend. But because we're going to do this Black history, we got to do this for Black history.
I'm going to be honest enough to tell you that I'm worried about America. Yeah. I'm worried about our nation because it's sick with racism still. Just think about the fact that we live in a nation which was founded on the principle that all men are created equal. And yet men are still arguing over whether the color of a man's skin determines the content of his character. And I believe that the Lord told me to say to the United States of America that is sick with militarism and is sick with excessive materialism. Have you ever thought about it? There are between 38 and 50 million people in the United States of America who are poverty-stricken, making income less than the poverty level. And yet, this is the richest nation in the history of the world. Our national gross product this year will go beyond $800 billion. And yet there are between 38 and 50 million people who are poverty-stricken. Now, something wrong. A lot of people are afraid to say it. But I don't mind saying it. You see, somebody said to me the other night, don't you think, Dr. King, you are going to have to start speaking more in terms of the administration's policy? Because since you started talking against the war in Vietnam, it's hurt the budget of your organization, and people who once respected you don't respect you anymore. And I had to look over and say, sir, I'm sorry, but you don't know me. I'm not a consensus leader. I don't determine what is right and wrong by looking at the budget of my organization, and I don't determine what is right and wrong by taking a Gallup poll of the majority opinion. And so, because there's something wrong, our struggle must continue. And what we must see is that our nation's summers of riots are caused by our nation's winters of delay.
Nasty work. Hey man, listen, it's Black History Month. I think they're trying to take that from us too.
Oh yeah.
You want to start with the politics, or you want to start with sports?
They all over it.
Explain to me. You in the crypto business?
Yeah.
Trump said when he become president, he's gonna, the stock market gonna soar, the grocery prices gonna go down. Eggs are up right now. The grocery prices up. The gas prices gonna go down. Everything. That's the whole reason why you should be voting for him. All the Venezuelans out there they're protesting right now, but they went out there. They had the Trump flags, Latinos for Trump, the Mexicans, Latinos for Trump. I mean, what the fuck? Where you started?
Well, what he's doing with the tariffs is definitely driving the stock market down. The stock market opens in 8 minutes and everything is red. Crypto is lower than everything red. It was red last night.
So what about crypto? He did a big old crypto party with my homeboy Snoop Dogg and all them. So I'm assuming crypto is up.
No, crypto is lower as it's been in a month. It's at 95. Yeah, Bitcoin is at 95.
No, don't tell me that.
Yeah, no. Okay, so what he doing with the tariffs is scaring people with the economy, the stock market, and it's nothing but emotions. So Trump blocking us, blocking Canada blocking us. Oh no, that looks the people. I mean, in the stock market, that look crazy. Hey man, let me put my money in real estate. We don't know what's going on. This look unstable.
The stock market is going. Hold on. This is he's supposed to be the guru of stock markets, and you're telling me the stock market is going down under Trump.
Oh no, it's down, and the market opened in 7 minutes, and I think it's going to go down some more. He's claiming that, hey, listen, man, we finna go through a rough time because I need to put down on these people, right? You know how politics work, Luke. You explained it to me. So he putting down on all these other countries, right? Which is going to shake the economy, right?
Yep.
But I think in the end, he think the U.S. will outlast them, and we will be stronger in the end. Or he might just be doing some selfish shit, like it seems like everything else he's doing is selfish. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like he may just be looking out for him and himself. But prices are going to go up on shit. Eggs going to be $15, and Trump ain't worrying about paying for eggs.
But the man went and he ran on, I'm going to bring the grocery prices down. And Kamala is not talking about the grocery prices, but I am going to bring the grocery prices down. I'm going to bring the gas prices down. The stock market going to soar. You're going to make more money than you ever made in your lifetime. And you're telling me crypto is down, and he has a coin too. You tell me crypto is down, the stock market getting ready to crash, and then you got this whole thing of these tariffs on Canada and everybody else. I mean, is that what the problem is?
I mean, that's how he's
Are
definitely
there
how he's starting off.
of a depression?
That's definitely how he's starting off. That's definitely how he's starting off. Listen, man, we could have a quick class.
Okay, take us to class.
We can have a quick class.
Let's go.
I can give you a quick class. So check it out.
Class. Please do that.
This is what happened last night, Sunday, while I'm watching the Grammys. This is called a gap. This little part right here, that's called a gap. The market opened 6 o'clock on Sundays here in America. When the market opened, it went from 25.5 down to 25.2. A gap. That means it dropped down. And that's all because of what's going on with Trump. So it gapped down yesterday. See that big old gap?
Yeah.
Yeah, that only happens when it goes down too fast. It created a gap.
So you're saying people are getting ready to lose a lot of money?
The market's going to go down. Yeah, your money's going to go down. But I mean, some people look at the market going down as a time to buy. It's according on what your money is in. Now, yeah, if you in an investment in a retirement and you can't control shit and you don't understand how to move your money around, yeah, it's your money finna go down. So don't look. But for people who understands the market moves up and down. Like to some people, 95 Bitcoin at 95,000 is like, oh crap, I could buy more. But Trump is definitely driving the market down. He's definitely doing the opposite of what people thought. For now,
that's unbelievable. That's actually that. So this man. So in your opinion, right now, as it is today, and this is his second week in office, do you consider him as a fraud? Because he just defrauded.
I always thought he was a fraud.
He told the people he was going to do all this stuff, and none of this stuff is happening. Everything is the opposite.
I always thought he was selfish, but I think all the politicians are selfish in a way. But what's more concerning is the people that are blinded by what he do and they can't see what he's doing. That's more concerning to me.
So it was a big scam.
Well, I mean,
it was a big take. Is that what you're saying?
That's how we starting off. And I think he's doing a lot of stuff in the media to hide a lot of things. I think he went after the feds, everybody who went to prosecute the people at the Capitol. He went after them. But then you got this tariff thing going on over here, which kind of controls the media and it puts a cloud over some of the crap that he's trying to do. Somebody gonna have to stand up to him, though. You think somebody will?
Listen, man. Let me say this. I think the biggest problem with this whole situation here, Donald Trump, I think it's a page out of their book, because what you have is this. Look at Ron DeSantis and how he operated as the governor of Florida. He went after Disney and started talking all this crazy stuff about Disney, but yet still he was cutting deals with insurance companies and all that, and law firms so they couldn't be insurance companies so they couldn't be sued. It's always smoke screen. It's a horse and pony show. Every day it's a horse and pony show. So they'll sit there and they'll tell you certain things about they'll like DEI. DEI, for example, the first thing they're talking about is DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so with DEI, everything is about DEI. Everything is about DEI. But at the end of the day, it's not about DEI. It's really about throwing DEI out there as a smokescreen to then do what they want to do behind the back door. You feel me? And so what you have behind the back door? You have Elon Musk and his robots, and Elon Musk and his 500,000 Indians to do script. You have him throwing out this DEI thing, like even with the helicopter crash. This man's the commander-in-chief. He's the commander-in-chief. You don't think he knew who was in that helicopter? He knew who was in that helicopter when that thing crashed. But yet still, he got the whole notion that it was DEI. And so most people don't understand DEI is not just a black thing. It's a white thing also.
Yeah.
It's a white woman thing. And but they don't realize that. No, most of those folks don't really realize that. They're looking at it like, oh, DEI is all this it's a black thing. No. DEI ain't just a black thing, boss. It's a white thing. It's a white thing too. And so it's a white woman thing. So the main thing is them trying to get the white woman back
in a relationship.
Get the white woman back into the having babies. They want her to keep having babies. But they ain't doing that fast enough. They want them out of the corporate place. They ain't doing that. But that's what you have, man. Unfortunately, you got that situation going on into the world today. And
yeah, I think they say black people like black people are last. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to DEI and who benefited from it.
Yeah, they last. But
yeah,
you can't tell the average person that. I mean, let me tell you, Streeter, when you really break it down, when you really break DEI down, diversity, equity, and inclusion, when you really break it down, you're not, just like you say, it's not really we're talking about black people. Right. It's more so, look, let me just break this down to you like this. Look at the way of the world. First term, I go in, I appoint some Supreme Court support justice. I put some justice in. And what the first thing they do? Overturn Roe v. Wade. The first thing they do, abortion. They're going to outlaw abortion. Then they go through the rest of these states and then they vote on it, outlawing abortion. Who is abortion attacking? Most people would think, oh, abortion. So they use the smoke screen. Abortion, black people. No, abortion is not a black people thing at all. It ain't a black people thing. It's because white population in the next 30 years, they're already at 46%. They're looking at white women not having babies. They want to be in the corporate workplace. They want white women to be back at the job having babies. Because in 30 years or 50 years, then they will be getting DEI. They will be the minority. They don't want to be the minority. They look at it, the census said over 20 years ago, the census said in the next 30 years or 20 years, Hispanics will be the leading race in America.
Okay.
So they said that. And when they said that, I was sitting there looking at the newspaper and I'm saying to myself, oh shit, I got to go get me a hip hop artist, a Spanish hip hop artist. I'm in Miami, so it makes sense. And that's when I found Pitbull.
How many years ago that was?
No bullshit. That was the story. I'm sitting up there looking at the Miami Herald and it said, hey, look, here's the deal. Hispanics will be the dominant race in America. I say I got to go get me a damn Latino artist. And thank God I found my good friend. I mean, probably one of the most loyal artists I have discovered.
Pitbull?
Most loyal.
Yeah.
Loyal. Never said one bad word about me. Never said anything. He gives me too much credit for his career. And I tell him, stop, please stop. I mean, I love him to death. But at the end of the day, Streeter, so what are these guys doing? Okay. We got Supreme Court, get y'all back in the bed, get y'all back having babies, outlawed, you got to have these kids. At the same time, we're going to pick out certain Latino groups that we need to send back because they are populating in a very high number. Plus, they're not spending any money in our economy. They're spending money within each other. Everybody gonna run out there, Latinos for Trump, Kamala Harris and everybody else, including myself, try to tell them, hey, look, y'all might need to come on the other side because y'all ass finna get deported. And what ends up happening?
Right.
All them people in Doral, Florida, all the Venezuelans, 500,000 Venezuelans in this country. And majority of them voted for Trump. They did a USA Today article when the election was going on, and they were like, fuck that, we're voting for Trump. And now they are getting ready to be deported. And they have been begging, crying. The president of Venezuela been calling Trump. He ain't been picking up the phone. Like, nah, y'all got to go. It's the big picture. The Mexicans, y'all got to go. The Colombians, y'all got to go. Mind you, Streeter, mind you, there's only one race of people that ain't got to go nowhere. There's only one race, one Hispanic group that don't have to go nowhere.
Who?
You know who they are. You know who they are. They can't go nowhere. And I always tell people, look at Miami. Miami is a Caribbean, Latino, Black community. They always look at, okay, well, who run Miami? Right. Hispanics has the dominant vote in Miami. Hispanics got the biggest number when they all put them together. Dominicans, Venezuelans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Nicaraguans, all these different groups of people. When you put them together, yes, they are the dominant race together in this town. But it ain't really, people automatically assume every Spanish person is a Cuban. That's not the case. So they say Cubans run Miami. Yeah, Cubans do run Miami from the political standpoint, because they were able to bring all those groups of people together. And they look at the Cubans as their leaders, and that's why they elect Cubans to be the leader.
Preach.
That's why you have a Cuban head coach. You, Streeter, y'all elected them to be the leader. Not a Venezuelan, not a Nicaraguan.
We ain't no say in that, though.
At the end of the day, Streeter, those people have been left behind. But they've been left behind by the Cuban government. No bullshit. They got hoodwinked, bamboozled. They got tricked like a motherfucker. They got tricked. I'm going to say it right. They got tricked. Because Cubans can't get deported. They got a wet foot, dry foot rule. Did he overturn that? No. He did everything in the world. Did he do an executive order saying, I'm sending Cubans back? No, he did not. And I love my Cuban friends. My great-great-great-grandmama is Afro-Cuban, but, Afro-Cubans don't come over here like that. They love their country.
So when you say illegal, I thought that mean everybody, right? When you say illegal, right?
No, listen, man. When you come over here from Cuba, it's a wet foot, dry foot rule. They had this big argument a long time ago when us Black folks used to be out there fighting for the Haitians because it did not apply to Haitians. Haitians get on the boat, come over here, they get sent back. Cubans get on the boat, they come over here, wet foot, dry foot, they're allowed to stay. And that's how that works. So basically, what these Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, the Venezuelans, and all them, what they need to be doing is trying to link up with Black people. That's what they need to be doing, because they got left behind by the people who are not affected by this. And they are the ones who are continuously voting against Black people. If I run for mayor of Miami right now, there's going to be all the Black people going to vote for Luke, and all the Hispanic people going to vote for Julio Raimondo, or whoever the hell he is. That's how they do it. But they're getting screwed. They're getting screwed over there. Right now, it's a telling point. That's why when you look at the Miami Herald, they say, former mayor and some of these Cuban elected officials are riding down a slippery slope right here. Yeah. They don't want to say it. I might have to start back doing articles in the Miami New Times No, slippery slope my ass. Yes, they were voted in by every Hispanic group.
Right.
Carlos Jimenez was voted in by Venezuelans at an alarming number. Trump was voted in by Hispanics. They turned fucking Dade County red for the first time in God knows how long. It was Latino for Trump, and they voted for Trump. And they did not vote for the black woman because I know half of them are racist. They don't see a black woman as their leader. But they're screwed. Now you got to get your ass on the plane. So meanwhile, black people sitting like this. Well,
the first time
we told you.
Hey,
but it's been left in
America. Well, we sitting here looking like that's fucked up.
Streeter, they talking DEI. DEI don't apply to us. They just make the smoke screen. Oh, DEI, black people. They said the same thing when they said affirmative action.
Right.
Huh? That was DEI. Oh, DEI, we're getting rid of all these diversity, equity, inclusion departments in the state and all these different places around the country. And then they'll go find a black person, say, you're a DEI hire, like the mayor of Baltimore. He's a DEI mayor. Dummy. How you gonna be a DEI mayor in a black city? Make that make sense. So they use these terms to gas people up. They gas these terms up, Streeter. DEI. Come on, man. That don't apply. That don't apply to black people. You ain't finna fire no black person. Ain't no such thing as a black person in the room. Only black person in the room who got a job because he's black is the Uncle Tom. And he's gonna be like, yes, the master, yes, the boss, yes, that's the DEI guy. Not the guy who's educated, who's qualified, who's the best at what he do, and the lady who does that. No. That man said the pilot, it was a DEI situation of this helicopter blowing up this airplane. And it was a white woman in that cockpit as the pilot of the helicopter. And he always says, oh, it's no reason in the world white women should be flying no planes. That's what you got. And
that was the craziest thing I heard all week, dog.
So everybody looking stupid right now. Everybody. Crypto, y'all looking crazy. Stock market looking crazy. Food prices looking crazy. Karen, you looking crazy. Anybody but a Cuban, Hispanic group, Mexicans, and they all y'all looking crazy. They told y'all to bring your ass over here, but you're looking crazy right now. They're not gonna, you know why they're not gonna, they ain't messing with no black people. They want it back like it was before, which, hey, if that's what you want to do, okay, fine. They want it back like it was, Streeter. Black people, white people.
Like, what you mean like it was before?
It was black people, white people. Hey, this black folks built the country. White people respect that. Black people built this United States of America. They can respect that. They look at the immigrants, they look at the Hispanics, and they gonna become the dominant race. They're like, hold on, y'all ain't finna hijack our country. Shit, we'll deal with the black people. We'll mess with black people. It'll just be us and them. You look at the NBA. Look at the NBA. They said the NBA ratings are down. Why the NBA ratings are down? Because there are no white people. There's no white people. Those are Europeans. White people ain't got nobody to celebrate. But meanwhile, the WNBA numbers are. They can't wait to see Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark is a white girl from Iowa who I think is an exceptional player going against a bunch of black girls. The NFL.
She's straight ball.
White people, black people. Numbers out the roof. And a few mixed up boys. The numbers out the roof because this country is built on black and white. And they're okay with that. That's what drives the market. Look at baseball. Baseball is white people, Asians now, and Dominicans. They thought they were going to take the Dominicans, who played hell of a baseball, and replace They did the same thing that they did in basketball with baseball. They took the Dominicans who look black and replaced the black people. And the numbers are down. You look at any baseball game or any stadium, dead ass empty. They need the black villain. You need the black villain. You need the white villain. You need the white guy to play basketball. And that's why their numbers are down. Speaking of basketball, Dirk Nowitzki, how you feel about him being traded?
Luka?
I'm sorry.
Dirk Nowitzki, that's a while ago. Boy, Dirk, Jesus.
All of them are the same, man.
Boy, that was a minute ago.
How you feel about Luka being traded?
I mean, I think it shocked everybody. But I think we know why. He's supposed to sign a Supermax deal for $344 million contract with the Mavericks. Huh?
Is that why he got traded? Because
he was supposed to sign a max deal.
What happened to them saying
he was
he's
supposed
back?
to sign a max deal? Yeah. I think so.
What happened to them saying he's overweight?
Well, I think that probably has something to do with it, right?
But
that probably has something to do with it. Mavericks probably didn't want to pay him that money.
And let me tell you this, that goes back to what we talked about before. Every time these media, y'all local media people, when a guy leave, get traded, takes off in the portal, y'all then start talking bad about them. But you never talk bad about them while they're there. Did you ever hear any articles where Luka is overweight? He's not showing up for practice. Did you ever hear anything? Did you ever hear them on ESPN say anything like that? Did you ever hear them? That's why them black girls on ESPN, they got them white husbands. I don't subscribe to them. I turn them off when they start talking. But you still got the rest of them people. They sit on there and do what? Now everybody want to throw the man up into the bus and say he ain't in shape. How's he not in shape now? When he was in shape before, he's injured. So you want to trade him. But you got two things. You got Anthony Davis, 31, Luka, 25. You got a big man at the rim, Kyrie Irving. You got LeBron James over here. Is it the end of the career for LeBron James? Are they saying this is who gonna take over this team and we're gonna get rid of you eventually? Is that what's going on? Are you there, Streeter? Can you hear me?
Yeah, no.
You lost the words.
What's going on?
You lost the word. But let me tell you, hold on, Streeter.
I've been a master my whole entire life since I've been a baby. This is the worst moment in the history of my life. This is ridiculous. This is crazy, man. We went to the NBA Finals. Why are we trading the best player, the franchise player? How are we trading the franchise player? We went to the NBA Finals. He's supposed to have a statue.
Hell yeah.
He's supposed to have a statue. Dirk got a statue right there. It's supposed to be Luka right there. Why we don't got a statue for Luka? This new management is putting profit over fans. Profit over fans. Feel me? They're not worried about the fans. They don't care that we've invested 7 years of it believing in Luka, believing in building a team around Luka. They don't care about that. They just want to make their gambling money, make a couple $100 million, and leave us stuck out here. You know, now we're back to square one. We're back to square zero. You feel me? That's ridiculous. Luka filled that stadium. Who gonna fill it now? Who gonna fill that stadium now?
Boy.
The fans in Dallas are upset.
He said the worst day of his life?
He said it was the worst day of his life.
He need to get something going on, huh?
Them people highly upset, Streeter. They're passionate about this. I asked an NBA expert, I was like, so tell me what you think about the trade. Because I'm not no NBA expert. I have to go to my expert friends and was like, that's a bad trade. Dallas, that's bad. That is bad for more reasons than one. You don't trade a 25-year-old for a 31-year-old guy who stay hurt. even though your 25-year-old guy is out of shape. No, you have a conversation with him. That's what coaching is for. That's where the coach comes in at. He gets him in shape.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At some point, it becomes coaching. So not to throw Jason Kidd up under the bus, but the coach job is to it's 90% mental and 10% physical. You know that. You got to be able to relate to your guys. And if you can't relate to your guys, then what are we doing? Why we got you as a leader? You got to be able to get this dude up in there and run the dog shit out of him. What are you going to say? I ain't going to run? And then you got to be able to find them. Remember, it's to find the fat boys when they came in the NFL overweight. You got to then find him. And if the fines ain't steep enough, you got to make them steeper. Because you know,
Miami
you
used to get them together, right?
Pocket.
Miami used to get them together. I mean, man, but I think I know Mark Cuban. You know what I'm saying? Mark Cuban. I know he's still part owner of the Mavericks. I don't think he completely owns them, but he was. No, listen, that organization was sold on Luka. Something's not right. He was owed a lot of money. He had $345 million that was coming, and now he can't get it. And you tell me. I mean, I think when business gets involved like that, I think they'll make a business move.
Well, the thing is, and I say this, it's like the Florida Marlins. When you get them groups and the group take over an organization, that's bad for an organization because the group thing is about making money.
Right.
You know, when you have an individual owner, say like Stephen Ross or the Heinz people up there in Kansas City, or when you have the new owners and the new owner in Washington, and I mean, unlike Jerry Jones, screw it all up. The group thing looks at this as a business. They look at this as how do we make money? How do we save money? You know what I'm saying? The group thing, they look at it like that. The bottom line figure, and yes, he was getting ready to get a Supermax contract. He was getting ready to get that. He's the face of the organization. He's the future of the program. Mark Cuban would have kept him. He would have been having a statue next to Dirk, just like the man said. That was the whole point. We got us another Dirk. He's the replacement of Dirk. Another European guy that's putting up numbers, balling his ass off. But now that Mark Cuban don't own the organization anymore, you got this group that does. They're looking at the bottom line figures. Hey, look, shit, we got to get this dude a Supermax contract. Oh, no, we ain't doing that. This is how much money we stand to gain. This is how much money we stand to win. When it's an individual, the individual don't look at it from the group perspective. He look at it like, hey, look, I'll give him a Supermax contract. I don't have to make all the money right now. I just, hey, look, I'm going to keep making money slowly with this guy. Yes, it's going to be a big contract, but I'm going to slowly make the money. You feel me? Same thing with Mickey Harrison. It's business. People got all upset when they didn't give D Wade another contract. People get, people ain't upset the way Jimmy is handling his thing right now. People ain't upset. Jimmy played the shit all wrong. He could have been leaving out the door similar to D Wade. Hey, look, why the hell Pat Riley didn't give him his money? You feel me? But then, I mean, it's crazy.
They set Jimmy down, didn't they?
They shut Jimmy ass down. But not Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, go sit in the corner, man. You got time for this shit.
Go sit your ass in the corner. But Jimmy did it all wrong. Even an NBA expert feel the same way. Listen to what my man Garnett got to say.
Want to make a statement? Come out and get 50. If I was Jimmy Butler, I'd have came out, I'd have had 50. Yeah, bro, this is how non-guarantees are going to come into our league right here for shit like this. We fucking fought our ass off through 5 and 6 goddamn lockouts to get to a point where there's where we protect the integrity of the talent. And then that talent has a responsibility to be professional, come in here and do your fucking job. We came in, we did our fucking jobs, you got paid, and you went home. You go home, as soon as you get opportunity to change that, you change it. Both sides could have actually squashed all of this. But this is a message. This is a message not only to the league, but this is a message between upstairs and the power up players. Bro, keep your brand what it is. Yeah. because you done worked your ass off to get that, and you done worked your ass off to get to where the point you at. You want to make a statement? Come out and get 50. If I was Jimmy Butler, I'd have came out, I'd have had 50 and been screaming at the top of the lungs, all these Heat fans. Yeah, I ain't signing him next year. Came out, got another 50. And be, now, Lord, listen, when you productive, hold on, Pat, hold on, Pat. Nah, fuck that. Nah, get another 50.
No matter that relationship.
And just keep winning. And just keep pushing it. Bro, you want some leverage? Man, go out there and fucking show your ass. Go out there and create it. I'm just saying, go out here and ball out. You want some real fucking leverage? Yeah, ball the fuck out.
And that's
you managed athletes before, Luke. You managed athletes before. You agree with that?
Oh, hell yeah. There's nowhere in the world I would have took the Jimmy approach. And nowhere in the hell I would have let one of my players take that approach. I had a player, Devontae Freeman. He was getting ready to go for his new contract. It wasn't no. We played that totally different. It was like, okay, you Freeman don't even talk about a new contract. We'll talk about the new contract with the people, the powers that be, who's going to either do a new contract or not go do a new contract. And that's how you handle it. You don't handle that where you tell your player to go out there and start bitching and whining and talk about, I don't want to be here. I like the city and all that. I like the strip clubs and all that, but I really don't like where I'm at. You don't do that. You don't do that. You take your ass out there and do what? You go out there just like KD said. You go out there and ball. You go in the back room and you say, look, man, I really don't like it here. I want to be traded. We got a trade deadline coming up. Can y'all please let me go? You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling the team. I don't think y'all got whatever the hell it may be. I want to go. Right. But then you still go out there and do your job. You have a contractual obligation. You have a fiduciary duty to do that. But then going out there and trashing the organization, that's getting ready to fly right. And then you hurt your draft, your trade status. Who wants to bring that to their team? Half these teams gonna lose anyway. They're just born losers. The Heat is not a born losing organization. In the last 10 years, God knows how many times we've been to the championship. We ain't about that. But the rest of the league, 80% of the league is trash. Just like 80% of the NFL teams are trash. They will never get it right. Going to a championship, not half of them ain't never been to a conference championship in God knows how long. So you're just limiting yourself. You're limiting the ability of the organization to be able to move you when you do the same thing, when you become a repeated offender of what you're known for. Yeah. Whining ass, bitching ass, Jimmy, soft ass when he started popping. And like KD said, them dudes worked too hard for that. That was the first thing I started thinking about. And that's why I wanted to play that clip.
Yeah, I mean, and you're devaluing your brand. At this point, you're older. I mean, I don't know if these guys be thinking that somebody gonna kiss their ass, and then when it stops, it's shocking to them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Again, Streeter, you can't. That's the stupidest thing in the world. He has to have a do-boy working for him. There's nowhere in the world any of the players that we represented, we would let them go out like that. I mean, Duke Johnson wasn't even a starting running back. And he ended up becoming the 5th highest paid running back in the NFL. Not as a starter, because his face was clean. He went in there, he did his job. The ex redid the contract. Devontae Freeman, the smallest guy. Bro, they went in and he became the highest paid running back in the NFL. 4th round draft pick, because his face was clean, did it the right way. Went in there, renegotiated his contract, didn't shit on the organization. You do, and like KD said, what you gonna get is what you may not want. Who right now, these NBA owners say, we can't keep getting these guys these sign and trade. We can't keep getting these guys this deal where they're at the table and they can determine whether they can get traded or not. No, we're gonna take that out of the contract. Fuck that. Y'all, we'll lock this shit out. That's what they're gonna do.
Change the whole.
Just
Change
like
the whole.
just like everybody trying to be AB. You're right. AB done screwed up the whole world of sports. Everybody want to run out the field butt naked.
Damn, dog, you blaming
Everybody
AB
want to quit in the game.
You blaming AB for all of it, dog?
Tooks blaming AB.
Shout out to the village, dog. Tooks blaming AB.
Tooks blaming AB. Tooks said everybody want to play. Tooks got a point. Streeter, he got a point. Guys are quitting in the middle of the game. You got dudes receiving for Pittsburgh like, fuck it, I ain't catching the ball because you said something about me last week. You hurt my feelings. Huh? Dudes walking off the field, taking their shit off like they in high school. What? Really? And you getting paid? Come on, man. Let's keep it a buck. We got to keep it real, man. We got to keep it real. When these people do that, yeah, he went to Northern with Streeter.
Exactly. Exactly. We gonna blame the Viking for all this. Jesus Christ.
That's why Streeter got kicked out of. That's why Streeter got kicked out of the UN press conference. But no, Streeter, real talk, man.
Ain't never got kicked out of you. But I don't know if you could blame the Viking for all of this, man. But I think he handled it wrong, though. I do.
I mean, it's like dudes is handling. I don't know where they're getting this from. I really don't know where they're getting this from. But I'm telling you, man, I'm 99.1% of the time on the side of the black man. But in this case, man, I'll ship your ass the fuck up out of here. Jimmy, Jimmy, and all of a sudden they try to trade him to Golden State. Oh, I don't want to go to Golden State.
Him to Toronto.
With Steph Curry? You don't want to go play with Steph Curry. So it ain't about the team. You want to go over there with KD. You don't know.
You want to go to Phoenix?
That's where you want to go. I don't want to go to nowhere but Phoenix. I don't want to go to Memphis. All of a sudden, you turning down trades. Who don't want to play with Steph Curry? Who don't want to play with Steph Curry? Really? The best shooter in the history of the NBA and still loading that shit up from the parking lot? Who doesn't? Let's make, man, boy, they better than me. I sit his ass out for the whole year. I suspend him. He won't get a quarter. He won't get a quarter out of me. You can bet that. Out, man. Come on, man. That's the craziest. That Streeter, it don't make sense.
No,
it don't make sense.
No, it don't. He hustling backwards. Listen, this is what I want to ask you about, bro. Listen, check this scenario. What if there was a coach that was trying to get in coaching, right? And no D1 coach will hire him, right? So he goes to HBCU, right?
No, he goes to Miami.
He goes to HBCU.
He go to Minnesota.
Stay there for a few years, right?
He becomes the defensive coordinator.
Turns it into a show, right?
Oh, God.
Leaves HBCU and gets hired as a Power 5 coach from HBCU. First time ever. I have no recollection of any HBCU coach ever getting hired as a Power 5 coach. Brings his HBCU quarterback with him, right? Walks in the door at a Power 5 a Power 5 college. Wins his first game versus the national championship runner-ups. But then the next year ends up winning what? What did he won? 7 or 8 games? Luke, this has never been done. There's no bridge from HBCU to Power 5. There's no bridge. They act like those coaches are youth football coaches. There's no bridge. What? So the story of that coach, right? The story of that coach, bro, that whole story has to be monumental, don't it?
It is monumental, but I do think it was a white coach, Peck. I think it was Peck. It was at Alcorn State.
It was one white coach that got hired. I don't think he got hired to be the head coach, though.
Yeah, it was the head coach. He got hired, but it wasn't a Power 5 school. Peck ended up.
The bottom line, Luke, think about what we're saying, Luke. It doesn't happen. They don't look at that pool of coaches as a pool of coaches to pull from.
No. You go. Let me tell you what happens. This is the word, and this is the ongoing thing when it comes to coaching in black college. When you go to black college, you go to die. To keep it a buck. Most coaches don't want to go nowhere near black college, unfortunately, because they end up in black college and you don't come out. You know, you get this tag as a black college coach and you can't come out. So most good coaches will not go drop down to that far. They'll go back to high school before they go to black college. So you never heard anything like that happen. But the bottom line is, and I told you this story before, I mean, Deion was determined. He was determined to do what? He was determined to coach football. He was determined to coach collegiate football. He coached on every level. What people fail to realize, Deion was that guy who coached flag. Deion was that guy who coached Pop Warner. Deion was the guy who coached high school football and won state championships. He tracked his way, unlike a lot of other coaches who never coach on no level. I mean, shit, the Dolphins hired a dude who ain't never coached on no level. He just coached at Michigan State around some real coaches, and they gave him the job. But again, the man did pay his dues. That's what people fail to realize. He coached Little League. He then coached 7-on-7. He was on the 7-on-7 circuit. Yeah. He then went and coached high school, and he wanted to coach in college. And they kept saying, oh, you don't have the experience. Well, hell, it was a whole lot of people who didn't have an experience because they had the last name of their daddy, and they was allowed to coach a Power 5 and an NFL team.
Of course.
So he paid his dues, Streeter. Yeah. And he went, and so they turned him down at Florida State, Florida Dummy State, the cow pasture. They turned him down there, and then he got turned down at Arkansas because the chicken man said, no, we ain't getting ready to have that. Jerry Jones tried to get him hired. And so when he realized that he wasn't going to get it on the Power 5 level, he had a plan to come to FAU. That's why Shador had committed to FAU.
Right.
Willie Taggart was there. He committed when Willie Taggart was there. The deal was Willie Taggart was going to win, just like Lane did, and then go back Power 5, and Deion was going to be the coach at FAU. That was the original plan. And his son was going to be the quarterback.
Oh,
that didn't work out. Willie Taggart gets fired. Now Deion say, okay, well, hold on. Let me do this right here. I'm going to go get my own damn team. Go to Jackson State, one of the most prominent black college football programs. If you go there, the stadium is bigger than damn FAU. Their stadium is bigger than the fan base. They get more people in the stands than shit, FIU and anybody else. And FAU combined. That's a real prominent black college team. He took his name, likeness, and then what did he do? Still Travis Hunter, the #1 player in high school football. Get him to come to damn Jackson State. Told him he was going to make him a first-round draft pick. So he got Travis Hunter and his son. And then when he got his other son out of South Carolina. And he won. The man wins everywhere he goes, Streeter.
Yeah, they corrected me. 9 games last year. But my
9 games.
But my question is, why isn't this a huge story? Or how do we make it a huge story, bro? Because no matter if it's Deion or not, there's no reason there's no bridge from HBCU to D1. But he proved, and Shador came right over here and said, man, there's not a big difference between D1 and HBCU. The linemen a little bigger, that's it. He said it out of his own mouth. But Deion proved that there should be a bridge. But it's not. Look, it's not from even from my own people. I look in the comment section, right, and I see our own people saying stuff like, "Deion them didn't play nobody," or you know what I'm saying. But that's not the point. The point is nobody gets a chance to come from HBCU to be a D1 coach. They act like those coaches in HBCU are coaching 7-on-7 or some shit. Like they're not worthy. Then you let one in, and he comes and changes the way a college football team is looked at. Like they wasn't winning, and they were the biggest draw at one point in time.
Yeah. And Streeter, and you would think that they would go down there and look for more black college coaches and bring them to the D1 right. Power 5. Right. I mean, that's what they do with the babyface white boys. When one babyface white boy win, then they figure like we need to go find us some more babyface white boys, and they bring them. But then before they do that, then they start recycling the sorry ass coaches that has already been in the league. You got to remember at one point, and I have did the numbers. Every big time NFL coach and Power 5 coach, not every one of them, but over 70% of them was bloodline, somebody's child, somebody's right. Daddy who was coaching. You know what I'm saying? So they don't look down to HBCUs because you right. know why? And I'm gonna give it to you blood raw. Y'all getting some good shit here today. You know why?
Why?
Because Jimmy Sexton, the number one agent, CAA, don't represent black coaches in the HBCU. Jimmy Sexton has a monopoly on college football and the NFL. Probably 70% of the coaches are represented by one guy. And
explain that to people. I don't think people understand. I don't think they understand what you're saying. Explain that to them.
There's one agent that represents 70% of all the big time coaches in the NFL and in the NCAA. I'm pretty sure they can understand that. And most of the people that are on those guys' staffs, he represents them too. He has a monopoly. Y'all understand monopoly? Google it. He has a monopoly on college football and the NFL and the staffs. Yeah. And those damn you see them those dudes who get them titles as offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, they don't look like us. You see those guys? They're represented by Jimmy too. The RC, the DC, the head coach, and he tells the head coaches, put these motherfuckers on your staff because I'm going to take him from over here and I'm going to take him and put him at a G5 and he's going to go win at a G5 and then I'm going to just marinate him. And once he win at a G5 and we're going to blow his name up, we're going to market him, say he's the next coming to Christ, and then we're going to take him and give him a Power 5 team. That's how it works. And so that's why it's so difficult for black college coaches to get into the fold because they have this King Kong named Jimmy Sexton who ain't representing no damn black college head coaches. So it's virtually impossible for them to get in. Deion had to go that route. Deion had to go that route. He had to take all his marketing ability. If he wasn't doing all that, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, he would his great coaching ass, his great winning ass would not be in college football today doing what he had to market himself.
Right.
Those dudes, Willie Simmons couldn't market himself. He couldn't market himself, even though him and Deion going back and forth. You had some great black college head coaches out there. They couldn't market themselves. They won games, they coach well, they teach well disciplined, they graduated these goddamn people. They weren't getting no damn job. They were stuck over there because Jimmy wasn't coming to represent them. And he wasn't gonna get them right now. When Willie Simmons, I like him, but I lost a lot of respect for him. When he went and took a job as a running back coach at Duke. Yes, he's the head coach at FIU right now, but I lost a lot of because he's a fucking brilliant offensive coordinator.
Right.
He's a brilliant offense coordinator. I lost a lot of respect for him when he took that job with Manny Diaz at Duke to be the damn running back coach. But I understand that was his way of trying to get into the white system.
Yeah,
into the good old boys. I mean, you're the head coach at Florida A&M, one of the most prominent black college schools. You leave there as the head coach, take the same money at Duke to be a running back coach, when the coordinator that they had less experience than you had. That's the world these guys live in, and unfortunately, the Willie Simmons and all these guys of the world, they have to take that route because they don't have the cachet, they don't have the lights, camera, action that a Deion Sanders have. Every one of these white college coaches in Power 5 hated Deion. I know guys on his staff said the fucking coaches would walk in the room, that motherfucking dude, he don't know what the fuck he doing. He don't know what the fuck he doing. He gonna lose. He gonna get his ass kicked. 80% of them hated him. They freaking hated him, Streeter.
The current coaches.
Yeah, but that's the route he had to go. Because Jimmy Sexton wasn't going to come represent him. Jimmy's job is to preserve the white man. Jimmy represents some prominent black coaches right now in the NFL and in college football that should be head coaches. I mean, he doing what he's doing. He preserving the white man. He preserving the white man to continue his dominance and being the head ball coach. That's what he's doing now. I ain't mad at him.
A couple weeks ago. I met him a couple weeks ago. I told you I met him. Nice guy. I met him. Got his phone number, text him. I met him, right? Now I'm gonna explain this because I don't know if people understand what you're saying. Jimmy Sexton literally represents a majority of the coaches, right? So he represents the majority of the coaches. So when coaches are getting fired and hired, he's the first person that knows. He's also the plug to talk to get another coach, and he's been doing it for so long. His first client was Reggie White. He's been doing it for so long that he became like the resource, or like Luka explained, the guy you call when you want to hire any coach, a head coach, defensive coordinator, because they're all connected through him. So he's created like a monopoly, right? Like so what Luke's saying is he don't represent the coaches in the HBCU. They're not in his network, so he doesn't recommend them. Does that make sense to everybody? So they're not in his network, so he don't recommend them. Everything is a system when you start playing on these games. Everybody creates a system, a funnel. Everybody creates a way to control something. And that's what's happening with the coaches.
And listen, and I'm not mad at him. He's created a brand for himself. He's created a monopoly. He's sexy. I call him Jimmy Sexy. I don't call him Jimmy Sexy. I call him Jimmy Sexy because what he's created is astronomical. Good morning, Monty. What he's created, where I can go and negotiate the contract of a coach. That's why people, let me tell y'all, when they say, oh yeah, we're going calling up the research firm to find out whether what coach, and we're going to let the research firm determines, that's all bullshit. They call him Jimmy.
He the research firm?
They call him Jimmy. Jimmy, who you got? And Jimmy working that shit. Because Jimmy will be representing Lane Kiffin, knowing Lane ain't going, but then create the narrative that, Boise, Idaho is looking at Lane. Then now Lane gets a new contract. But then now when Jimmy do when you do get one of his guys, what Jimmy did, he negotiates their contract. Plus, the key thing, he negotiates the staff contract. Because he say, my guy gonna come in there, y'all ain't finna hire my guy and give him $8 million a year and then give him $3 million of staff. No, he gonna get $8 million a year and then you gonna give me $10 million in staff. And say, okay, but then 80% of that staff, he's gonna represent them too. He's gonna represent the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator. So now when they win, he's gonna take the defensive coordinator or the offensive coordinator, move him to another team and let him be the head coach and then do that whole same movie all over again. That is some brilliant shit. I can respect
genius,
Jimmy.
Dog is genius, dog. It is.
Hey, if I represent Nick Saban, I represent all these Power 5 coaches and he represent brothers. But most of the brothers he represent want to get on this thing here and scream that he's not doing enough for them. I know guys right now but they can't fire him because he's going to keep them employed as staff.
Right.
They can't fire. They can't go out there, man. Jimmy, man, doing the Jimmy Butler. Man, I don't like it here, man. I don't like it here. I like the beaches and shit, man. Fuck Jimmy. I ain't fucking with Jimmy. They want to do it. Jimmy knows they want to do it because they're looking at people that Jimmy is getting jobs that don't have the same fucking experience that they have.
Right.
And they sitting there mad to the motherfucker, but they can't go say that and they can't fire him because Jimmy is keeping them employed. So if they get fired from a staff or a staff get fired, then what ends up happening is Jimmy is going to get them another job on another staff because Jimmy needs staff. Jimmy needs coaches to make his coaches look good black coaches. And then he creates this scenario with his white coaches where they get a job. And that's what you got. Unfortunately, that's how it works, Streeter. That's the business. That is the business. And then on top of it, Jimmy is going to get your quarterback. If you got a top of the line quarterback and he's on one of his staffs, he's going to represent that quarterback from that team. So this man, hey, I ain't mad at him. Hey, look.
You can't be mad at the player, dog.
You can't be mad at how you living.
You can't be mad at the player, dog.
You can't be mad at the player. You got to be mad at the game. If you try to break in that shit, hey, I talked to Jimmy a few times. I respect it. But you asked the question, I got to give it to you blood raw. Because the people don't subscribe to this. They hear bullshit. They can get that shit on ESPN all day. They subscribe to this program to get the real.
Like I told you, I met him. Nice guy. I met him here in Miami. Had a bunch of stories to tell. We had a nice conversation. But that's a lot of power he got, bro. His first two clients was Reggie White and Scottie Pippen.
Black guys. There's always black guys in sports that make the white guys great.
He came out the gate. He came out the gate like that. Reggie White and Scottie Pippen out the gate.
Can you believe that? Out the gate. Out the gate. Out the gate with two of the greatest. Out the gate with two of the greatest of all times. And still great right now.
And he admitted he didn't know what he was doing. He was no genius. He didn't know what he was doing. Reggie White asked him to represent him.
Man, let me ask you, who you got for the Super Bowl? We got Super Bowl coming up on Saturday. Who you like? You like, I think
the Eagles take them.
I want the Eagles to win too. I don't know if anybody gonna stop Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, perfect that's example. Why I think. Yeah.
Perfect example. This idiot, if the general manager of the New York Giants was black and he traded Saquon Barkley and he was all over the news and all over the social media with that conversation with the owner, you think he still got a job?
No. He's called an imbecile. He's ignorant. He's dumb. He don't know what he's doing. All that would have went down.
All that would have went down. he'd have been out of there. You're right. And that's the thing. Right. Hey, look. Hey, Streeter. I got Philly too. I like Philly because Philly, I like the Philly coaches. I know the coaches. I know the GM. Stockland used to be at Miami for years. I think Panazio's still over there. You know, Joe to the point where he just show up to work and they just give him a check. I don't think Joe do nothing. And that again, Joe so gangster. Joe just show up to the Philly. Joe say, "Luke, you coming with you? What time you coming, man? Come on up here, man. Come chop it up with us." You know, I was at Houston restaurant. You know, I normally go there on Monday or Tuesday. I just switch it up because people start noticing that I be up in there. And the GM and the coaches, they were down here scrimmaging the Dolphins in the off season. And them guys came up, "Luke, what's up, baby?" And they took a picture. I'm gonna post my picture sometime this week when I was standing there with the head coach and the GM and the special team coordinator. They love me. See, they love me. And they were like, "Man, when you gonna send us some more players?" They love me. They'll pick up my phone call, Streeter. They'll pick my phone call up. If I got something, I'm gonna keep it a buck with them, and they'll say, "Okay, man, we're gonna look at that player." Now that don't mean all you free agents start calling my phone because I'm not in the sports representation business anymore. I can't deal with you fucking divas. I can't deal with them divas.
Call them divas, dog.
Because they know when I send them a player, the player gonna keep it a buck and they gonna come there and work.
You call them divas, dog?
They divas. Yeah, they divas. They divas and they're represented by Du Bois and yes men. And that's a good message for you parents out there. If a guy's a yes man, if your son ain't being mentored in the right way by his representation, if they're not carefully explaining to you, the parent, the financial, the business part of it, if they talking to you like you're a fucking doorknob, like you don't know no better, you don't need to be using those people as representatives. They need to be able to empower you for you to know exactly what's going on. That's why I love it when you see all these black women, Lamar mom representing him, Jaden mom representing them. You don't need these fucking people. They're smart ass black women. You don't need these people representing your child because everything is on scale anyway. Only thing you need is a good marketing firm. And by the way, that's what I'm the best in marketing. But I do that on a special basis. You got to be special for me to, you know, I come out that Dion era of marketing. We do marketing. That's easy. Them white boys can't outthink us marketing. Keep it a buck, Streeter. That's why I love what my man Dion doing and all them boys. But at the end of the day, man, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's the business. And you know, during these times, these parents are getting tricked and they're getting food and they get ready to get their livelihood taken away from them because they think that this guy will represent all these other prominent athletes and they're with the right people. They're getting ready to get screwed, unfortunately.
You hear that all the time, dog. Who your agent is? Oh, my agent is Sam Joe agent. My agent is, man, nobody don't care about that, man.
Hey, if your agent represents a shitload of people, you're at the wrong place. If your financial advisor represents a whole bunch of other dumbass football players and they financial advisors, you at the wrong place. If you over there with the agent, only time you need one of these whorehouse agents is when you becoming a free agent because they can get you on a team real quick. But early representation, you don't need that. Only way they get you on, they'll get you on a team as a free agent because they represent so many other people on the team and they take cuts. They take cuts and renegotiations of contracts so that they can get a free agent on the team. So, for instance, I'm representing Streeter, and Streeter is asking for $100 million. I'm representing Streeter. Streeter is standing to make $100 million. I could put up an argument that Streeter do $100 million. If I only represent Streeter and maybe 3-4 other people, 9 times 10, I'm going to get all them $100 million. But if I represent 10 other guys on that roster. Remember, you're working with a pot of money. That's why they call it the cap. It's only a pot of money. So I might have 2 other guys on the team that may be in renegotiation. So if I take all the pot or the money, take the most money out of that pot and give it to Streeter, then that's going to be less money for my next client that's on that roster who's renegotiating as well, because I done took too much of the money out of the pot. So that means less money for him. You feel me? And then so now all these teams like to feel like they're winning in a renegotiation. Oh, Streeter's due $100 million because Bobo over there got $100 million and Streeter better than him. And you put that argument up. But then now we settle for $95 million. So now I made the organization look like they did a hell of a job in negotiation. I made them look great. Oh, they look great. They fucking won. They beat the agent down. But meanwhile, now you owe me. Now I'm going to get 2 free agents on that team because I took less money out of Streeter pockets. When Streeter could have got the other $5 million, I just took $95 million. And now you owe me. Because I could have made an argument to get fucking the $100 million. But if the guy who don't represent no bunch of people, he's the most dangerous person because he don't give a fuck about the roster. He's gonna go get all the money for his client. He's gonna go get all the money for his client, and right. that is the key. And the same thing with that same guy, that agent, which that's what I'm saying. A lot of these people getting ready to get screwed. That same agent, he's gonna recommend you go to this financial planner. He's gonna recommend you go to this real estate person. He's gonna have a damn a valet guy with you. So when it's time to go to Club Live or go to Tootsie's and all these places, you buying all these bottles, that the runner, the damn valet is getting a percentage of that, giving the agent a kickback. When you sign up with the financial planner who represents all these other people, he's getting a kickback from the financial planner on top of his 3% that he's making. The job of the agent is to make you spend that $100 million. Because when you spend that $100 million, I'm not only making 3% of the $100 million, I'm making a small percentage of all the money that you spend. And that is how these guys get broke. And their parents don't know no fucking difference. And they don't know no difference because most of these guys are like bitches. They keep it a buck. Oh, the man who's spending the most money on me, I love him. You don't love him. He don't love you. He's just spending money on you to make you feel like he loves you. Oh, I love him. He been spending money on me since the college. These are grown-ass men saying that. And then you tell them, no, this is business for him. You are a write-off. He really don't love you. He's here to fuck you. That's what he's here for. Do he love your little brother? Do he love your little sister? Is he giving them money? No, because they're not me. I love him. No, he's really cheating. He don't supposed to be giving you money while you're in college, dummy. And you can actually fire him. That's the hardest thing to tell these people. And then the mama sitting up in there cooking, the white man coming. It's like the white man, the insurance man. Well, he white. And I don't think I want to do business with no black person. Mind you, the black agents are the ones who getting the black athletes all the money. That's why I love Deion Sanders so much.
Why?
Because he had a black agent coming out of college. That's why I love LeBron James. You can't say shit to me about LeBron James. Why I love LeBron James and why LeBron James get attacked so much is because he has a black agent, Rich Paul.
Yeah, LeBron them over there doing business, dog.
His homeboy. They looked at it like this here. It's like this. Hey, man, all us homeboys, you ain't make it. You ain't make it. I made it. So you know what I'm going to do? We all us high school boys, you going to be the motherfucking agent. You going to be the producer. You going to do this. You going to do that. Honey, you going with me. You going to be the wife. That is the dopest shit ever.
They doing their thing over there.
Just imagine if tell me, do four? You know four. You know Jeremiah like that. Jeremiah has the power to be able to do something like that.
Right.
Do you think he would do something like that?
I think he has the spirit to do something like that. I think that's how I told you how the family did me. I mean, they you know what I'm saying, they reached out, was like, hey, listen, let's go. So I think they have the spirit to do something like that. I once asked, I always wanted to be in a room with LeBron just to ask him. I mean, Luke, you sit down with him next time y'all have a meeting with him, dog. You know what I'm saying, about one of these movies. Where did that business acumen come from? Single, raised by his mom, out of Akron, Ohio, the hood. Like, where did the business acumen come from? Like he had to be around somebody to explain some things to him early. Because a lot of times people try. One thing Luke told me, man, I asked Luke one time, hey, what's a mistake that you made? You know what I'm saying? When you first got into this thing that you wish you wouldn't have did. And he said, trying to bring my friends along. And it's the exact same thing that LeBron and them did. Somehow they was able to manage it. Right, Luke? Remember you told me that? Like, hey, man, trying to make my friends happy and bring them along.
And let me say this. I always said empower your friends, because there are going to be some friends who ain't going to get it, and there are going to be some friends that do get it. Most of my friends who I came up with, they got it, started the record company. Some of them worked. The ones who came looking for a handout, I say, look, I can give you some work and I give you some knowledge. You can learn this business like I'm learning it also. And you could be a part of this and you could make money forever. And a lot of them just wanted a handout. Right. And they got their handout and took off, which I'm pretty sure you can't save everybody. But the ones who did hang around the business, they still making money right now today off of this business called the music business in some shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? And so when I look at that, these brothers, you don't have to hire these fucking white boys. You don't have to hire them. I look at these players in college, and they go hire these same unscrupulous people without doing any investigation. You don't hire them. And if you do decide that you want to hire one of them, do this. Tell them you're going to let the lawyer look at the contract and see how they squirm and worm and say, oh, no. That's almost like telling the daggone roach you finna put some raid on them. They go to run it. And so I say this to say this, Streeter, man. It's a lot of these brothers getting screwed by themselves because they make the decision. And these people coming up in these houses and they profile these young men. There's some real racist shit going on. They profile them young men, Streeter. They go walk up in their house with their mamas and they look at the mamas. They look around the room. I'm going to tell you how they do, because I sat there and watched T.Y. Hilton be courted. Mom and dad asked me and my ex, she was the lawyer, and she just got her license. Hey, look, you green. We gonna sit here and represent you in these meetings and everything. You see these guys come in. They look around the room. Who are you? Who are you? Can everybody introduce themselves? Yeah, I'm Bobo. I'm the park coach. Yeah, I'm the daddy. I'm the mama. I'm the sister. Oh, I'm the girlfriend who's pregnant. Oh, I'm this right here. I'm the uncle over here. Okay, yeah. The auntie owns a restaurant. She's a business person. 9 times out of 10, she could be doing all the talking. the uncle over there. He coaches at the park, and then you got the park coach over there work for the sanitation department, and then you got the high school coach sitting over there, and they're all sitting there while they interview all these agents. And then you got Luke sitting over there. Oh yeah. Then you got the lawyer sitting there. Okay. The lawyer sitting there. All right, this motherfucker got this shit halfway done. Now erase Luke and the lawyer, and they walking up in these parents' houses, and the mama thinking the savior is coming. The white savior, Jesus Christ, just walked in the room. She cooking a pot because the man coming. She's serving this motherfucker food like she getting ready to get a job for him. And he's sitting up there with the high school coach and the park coach, and they profiling. And then one business person in the family who knows something about business. They're gonna drag that person who knows about business. They're gonna latch on to the park coach and give him a couple of dollars. They're gonna then tell the little girlfriend, we're gonna get you a car. They're gonna tell the daddy, they're gonna put the daddy against the mama, because the mama gonna be like, no, let's talk to our uncle. He knows about business. We can't trust this cracker here. And then she gonna be like fighting the daddy, and the daddy gonna say, I'm the man of the house. And because the white man already came in and put some money in his pocket, so he done turned into somebody bitch. And before you know it, the daddy takes over and they drags the business person in the family say, I'm tired of this shit. Y'all got this. I'm going. I got to worry about my own business. Y'all don't fucking want to listen. This man's a fucking crook. He ain't answering no questions. But then everybody getting paid. And they end up signing up with these people. That's how this shit works. They're profiling these kids and their parents. But when they walk up in them one, they don't. That's why some of these guys don't represent white quarterbacks.
Why?
They go represent the same type of black players with the story of, criminal background. Daddy went to jail. Mama, struggling to make ends meet. All of that same story. They profile. They go right after those people. And that's why I look at LeBron. You broke the mold. Deion Sanders broke the mold. Deion Daddy used to travel with me. When Deion Daddy would travel with me part of the time on tour. He would be with MC Hammer the other part of the time. See, people don't know how deep I go with him. That is my friend. That is my real daddy? Friend. To keep his daddy, focus on the right things. He will be with us.
Gotcha.
That's how deep this shit is, bro. And Pops. That's what his name was. Pop. Come on, Pop. Where you at, Pop? Who you with? Hammer this week? Or you with them dancing motherfuckers, Pop? Man, Luke, I'm coming over there, hang out with you. I'm coming. Let's go, Pop. And we take Pop on the road.
And you had Daddy back.
Had his back. Whatever you need, Pop, we got you. While Prime doing his thing, you ain't got to worry about your old man. This how deep this thing is, Streeter. So
it should be deep.
I respect these guys who do it on their own. That man was ahead of his time. His agent,
it should be deep.
His agent passed. But while he was doing it way back then, they were looking at him like, you crazy, Prime. You got black agent. You ain't over here with these people here. No. And he always did what he's doing right now today. He always did it. And the wise guys who do it, they become successful from here on out. And that's how you do it. You don't need these people. Rich Paul, man, come on, man. Them dudes doing a hell of a job. I like what Lil Wayne them doing. They got the girl over there. She doing great representation. She doing a good job.
I heard they be giving the Lakers hell, boy. Rich Paul. I heard they be giving the Lakers.
I understand they giving the Heat hell too. We can't unload Jimmy. Why we can't unload Jimmy? Oh God! But that's a whole nother story. We already covered that. But is there anything else you want to share with this audience, Streeter?
No, bro. You got this
12-year-old as the defensive coordinator. Y'all don't like me to talk about that, but Hey,
nah, what you just did? We about to release our villain breakout players. We got 3 on the offense, 3 on the defense for the Hurricanes. We're gonna start that today. But what you back to the real shit? What you just spit about the agents and the families? I need y'all to go back and replay that and send it to somebody to understand that game. What you left out is the simple fact that the agent worked for you, but he puts you in a leverage position. He puts you in a position sometimes to where you feel like you're working for him.
And that is what needs to be reminded of these players. But again, what ends up happening, they break the family up. Their job is to get any influential people in those players' lives out the way. They get them, they drag them till they get tired. And a guy like Streeter, because when they say, look, I want you to link up with the financial planner, they know you do financial planning. They know you in the stock market. And then you come on as a volunteer because you like the player and you want to help him out. And you want to give him some points. You ain't asking for no money. You're looking at what this guy trying to put this player money into. And then the first thing you say is, hey, man, first of all, you don't need to give him no power of attorney over your money. Never do that. Right. That is the kiss of death. 95% of these players are signing the power of attorney over to the financial advisor because the financial advisor is telling them you need to sign over power of attorney because what happens when I need to make a trade and you're on the football field? Well, don't put my money in no shit that you got to be trading all day in. How about that? Wait till I get off the football field. Talk to somebody who in my family, and they will then authorize the trade. There was one time where the financial planner, because we negotiated out of Freeman's financial planning contract because he wanted to be over there with all the boys. And we said, you might don't want to be where no bunch of other football players at because they have no respect for football players. If there's a bunch of football players being represented, money being represented, they have no respect. They do business a different way. They know they talking to dummies. So they're going to talk to you as a dummy too. And they're going to take your money and do what they want to do with it. But the ex ended up putting in the contract that you don't take out because she was the contract lady. She took out, you need his authorization. You ain't got no power of attorney. This man Streeter ended up taking $1 million of Freeman's money and investing it in a losing situation. He looked at his account, called me up, hey, this man took $1 million out of my money. I said, I told you not to fuck with this dude, but at the same time, you're lucky because she negotiated out the fact that you would have to authorize it. Really? Yeah. So get on the phone, call her up. She then called the people up, put the money back in his account because he did not authorize it. And then the man started saying, well, I have attorney over all my players, but not this one. Not this one, goddammit. You go copy your contract. And do you need us to call the SEC? And then I called my homeboy who used to work for the SEC and say, hey, boss, you know somebody that need to do this here? All right, hey, I got people that will call him and put his ass in jail right now. Lose his license and everything. Before you know it, that firm ended up putting that $1 million back in their account, into his account. And then he knew, I got to get away from these people. Shit, I listened. That was the only time I didn't listen. But it didn't hurt you because you were well protected. And that's how this shit go, man. That's how it go. You use them when you need to use them for whatever you need them to use them for, but you don't need them representing you. Lamar Jackson is doing just fine. Only thing they're going to do is be talking about him like a dog because he's not represented by CAA. And CAA, everybody on the TV is represented by CAA also. Y'all need to know that. All those individuals on that TV, because they are a big conglomerate, and that's who Jimmy works for, and they represent everybody on the TV. So when you see them talking about people like LeBron James and Lamar Jackson, and they just dragging their ass, is because they are not represented by CAA. They will not drag their clients. If they were represented by CA, they'll be the next coming to Christ. And I love CA. You got to do business with them. I do business with them. But again, that's how this shit works. So you got to play your game the right way, you know. But on that note, I think it's time to go, Streeter. I had a good time today. Went overtime because I did say we were gonna go for an hour. You like gassing me up talking that shit, but you didn't want to talk about University of Miami. I noticed. We don't need to do that. That's a foregone conclusion. I'm sorry. That's a villain conversation.
Check the private message. You know what? Check it. Check that.
Check the private messages.
Yeah.
What's in it? I don't go in the DM because I be having fat girls in the DM. I don't go to man. I'm scared when I go down there. I'm trying to get my life in order, man. I got a little friend that I'm talking to in England, and you know, I'm just trying to do the right thing. But you know, yeah, it's hard to find a woman in the United States of America. It's
hard.
Yeah, they got these BBLs. I went out with a woman. I went not a date, just to have a drink. Met a nice lady. You know, I'm single. And I went out with this lady, nice, beautiful, fine, nice looking. I'm trying to date older. And I said, and the lady said, I don't have casual sex. It has to be a price on everything. I said, really? I'm looking at her now. I'm like, this lady close to some 40s. She close to 40. I'm just trying to do the right thing because everybody keep complaining that I date these young women, you know, in their early 30s and late 20s and stuff, and I don't be sorting after them. And they say, yeah, you need, you know, I'm trying to, you know, get with the older women. The older women, I'm finding that they're having it's different. They different. So it's like the lady said, yeah. I say, so what's on the menu? Because we was at a restaurant. She said, what you mean? I'm not like a prostitute or something. I'm not a prostitute.
That's what I heard. I heard
that's what she told me. I don't have cash. There has to be some money involved. I don't just screw for free. I'm like, well, what's on the menu and how much does it cost? I say, you see this menu right now? I said, you see this menu? It's got prices. The appetizer is one price. The drinks are one price. The main course is one price. What is, so mind you, I ain't finna pay for nothing because I don't have them kind of problems. I'm not, no, I ain't doing that. Hey, look, if I'm going to do that, then I know where to go at is to have my pick, the choice. But I'm no, I ain't got to that point. I say, so you want me to be a sugar daddy? She said, no, I don't want you to be. I'm just saying. I'm trying to be in a relationship, but I'm not casual. Sex ain't happening without some money. I said, well, this is the second time that I've ever, you know, are you from here? She said, no, I'm not from here. I'm from Philadelphia. I said, well, you must don't know me that good. Say, you know, I spent a lot of time in Jamaica. I said, oh, okay, I understand. Because you would know that T.K. Kirkland did tell me I was a pussyologist 3 steps higher than a gynecologist. So you talking to me about money. I don't have them type of problems, sweetheart.
Let's get out of here, man. Let's get out of here, man.
That's for other people. Streeter, that is for other people. Other people.
You don't pay
on that note,
raise your hand in the comment section if you paid before. You don't pay, dog?
No, I ain't no payment. Ain't no paying. No. Let me look into this camera.
You know,
no paying. You will not get a. You look here. You get a relationship. A relationship. If I'm in a relationship, my woman gonna get well taken care of. If that's my girl and I say I'm your man and you my girl, hey, whatever you need, baby, I'm here for you. But some random freaks, oh no, I ain't buying. That's why you don't see me with no bunch of bling bling. I ain't got my portfolio around my neck or on my arm or anything. I'm not bringing them magnets. That's why the BBL girls, their brains is in their ass. And I tell all young people, I'm gonna leave y'all with this note right here because I'm an old head. I learned from the old heads. The best thing you could do men who are listening, especially you people in the villains, because y'all different. Y'all special.
Shout out to the village, dog.
I'm going to give you some words of wisdom, folks.
Get to it.
And the words of wisdom before we check out of here is the following. You ready? I want you to write this down. Go get you a pen. Write this down, please, because you're going to need this. And I want you to carry this with you for the rest of your entire life. Before we sign off, don't lead with the little head, lead with the big head. Think about it.
What we gonna do right now is go back, way back.
Baby. What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash? I'm serious. Where you are, not ever. Oh, not a Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing? Oh, but ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your wings are so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, you done suck all the fat off your ass.